Hey Floor, welcome to the stream. Don't mind me, I'm just picking out some colors for a drawing I'm working on, and I'm also watching Kirby. I don't know if you can see it, but it's blaring. I'm fine. Hey, Inky. What's going on? What's happening? I'm trying to find this one color, but I can't find it anywhere. It's called vermilion, but I can't find it.
What do you mean? Great artists never do things just to make money. But if you can make a few extra clams, why not? Don't worry. Look at it this way. At least everyone's making art, right, Chip? I guess so.
I can't find this one color. Yes, exactly. That's the theme song. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, you're dead. Hang on a sec. I can't find this dang color. Found it. Finally. Oh, great. Now I need to find another color. Oh, I found it. Never mind. I already got it. Hello. These dogs are driving me bonkers. Oh my gosh, it's a parody of the Mona Lisa. She's got green hair, a bow, and glasses. Hey, you guys know the famous painting, The Mona Lisa, by Leonardo da Vinci? Did you ever notice how that painting, the woman in that painting, doesn't have eyebrows?
She sure doesn't look like anyone I know.
I got food from space aliens. I can't go out in public because I'm sick.
I've never seen anything so mysterious, so wonderful, so magical.
So my family brought me food from space aliens. You guys have space aliens where you live?
I can't wait to see the next one. He ain't got no ear. He ain't got no talent either. What they looking for? Are you going to try out? I think they're positively wonderful.
Restaurant macaroni and cheese is so gooey. Look how awesome it is.
I've never seen anything so breathtaking before. We have to tell everybody about them. Breathtaking is right. This stuff stinks so bad I can't.
Oh, Space Aliens is an awesome sauce restaurant. They have it's a space themed restaurant with all kinds of alien decorations.
I must admit I don't know all that much about art, but I'm certainly willing to learn all I can. Sounds real educational. Art from another planet. What fun to learn about a different culture. I predict we'll remember this exhibit for the rest of our lives. Listen up, everybody. The wonderful works you are about to see are all from another world. Now, since I spent many hours studying these masterpieces,
Hey, if
exhibition, please feel free to ask
I hope not.
Oh dear, I can hardly control my excitement. First, we will look at the sculptures.
But just in case, I'll pause it.
I wonder if all aliens look like that. She's probably very old, so that's why her arms are missing.
Hi, Ghost Claw. Okay. I'm gonna work on this drawing. This drawing is actually a gift for a friend. My friend Skippity, or as you know her on the stream as Bunny Balloon. I'm making this fan art for her of Skippity and Pop because I said that I would make her one. I don't think it's as good as some of the other ones she's received, but I hope it's still acceptable. Your brother, huh? Well, welcome. Welcome, 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 welcome. Oh, whoops. I missed a part. Yeah, that's one of the rules of the stream. Don't spam the same message don't spam the same message over and over again, or like don't repeat yourself over and over again. If I don't see your message or respond to it immediately or even at all, it doesn't mean that I don't care. It just means that there are other messages too. And don't blame anyone else. Cough drops don't do shit to pneumonia. I feel like maybe I should take a break even though I just started. I feel like maybe I should go upstairs and take some more of those meds. I should take more cough syrup. But I'm not done eating yet. And after I take that cough syrup, I can't eat for another hour. So how are you guys doing tonight? I hope that life is treating you well, or at least as well as life can treat a person, especially people like us who never seem to get a damn break. Some of these colors are quite difficult because like there's so much red and orange, but I make it work. Make it work. Yeah, I have to take like 3 or 4 different pills, and I have to take an inhaler, and I also have to take cough syrup. I need to sharpen this pencil. I'm going to color a little bit of Skippity, and then I'm going to put the art down and eat some of my chicken strips. But anyway, back to Space Aliens. It also has arcade games that you can play. You know, like maybe you guys have bowling alleys that have arcade games as well as bowling where you live. It's kind of like that. They have like a Space Invaders game and a Ninja Turtles game and like this piano game. They also have a basketball game thing. It's really awesome. I think one day when I get a better recording device, I should take video of me there, and then I can show you how awesome it is. Should like do a vlog of myself there. My sister was forcing me to play with her earlier. She was forcing me to help her put together this Lego thing. And I just said, screw the instructions. Let's do some creative work with this truck. And she literally started crying. And she went to my mom and said, Mom, my sister's being creative and not following the instructions. And I'm just like, boy, like what kind of dumb, stupid person do you have to be to get mad at someone for being creative? I swear, my sister drives me crazy. Yep, this works out just nice. This is looking good. I like this. Hey, Bunny Balloon, I'm working on something for you right now. Um, well, that depends. It depends on, well, okay, listen, guys. I've timed myself, and based on the basic results I've collected, it can take me up to an hour to even like color a page. And it depends on how much detail I want to go into the drawing and how often I get disturbed. All those factors play into how fast I can get something done. And I'm a senior in high school, and so I also have other things to worry about aside from my art. And it can take me, and it also depends on how motivated I am. My artwork takes a lot of time, and completing a project takes a lot of time all in itself. Especially, like, I'm not bragging or gloating or anything, but good art like mine, it takes time. You can't just like scribble something and say, "Here, take it." That's all you get. I'm lazy. No, I want to make high quality stuff for all of you. Even if it's just a simple sketch, I want to make sure that I can at least try to replicate what I was thinking of in my mind. Again, I don't think that this art is as good as some of the other arts that people have given you of Skippity and Pop, but I still think this one's pretty good. I'm really good at piggyback ride poses. Well, not really good. Some parts of it are a bit awkward still. All right, I'm almost done coloring in Pop. I just need to color in his hand. That's all. Okay, I'm gonna take a break from this and eat my chicken strips because Mama needs her chicken. Thank you. I'm glad you like my art. But yeah, I guess that's the most clear answer I can give you. My art and my art and basically anything I make takes a lot of time because I try to put a whole lot of detail into my art and make it look I try to make it look worthy of being seen by people. That is good chicken. Mm, this is good. Yep. Chicken emojis. These are chicken strips from Space Aliens. I'm pretty sure, don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure if you looked up on Google Images like Space Aliens, I'm sure you'd find screenshots of what it looks like. They serve a lot of stuff there. Chicken and pizza and ribs. All kinds of specialties of their own too. But every time I go there, I either get chicken or I get ribs. Hey mom. My mom says hi everybody. My mom is suffering. But if she's done it 2 times with me and my sister, she can get through this a third time. A third and final time. Mom, my friend says hi. She says hello back. Hi, Kiki. My sister also says hello. Hi, Miss Moo. Oh, look who's here. It's the Moo. It's the Moo Moo. Probably should have eaten these first. Now they're all cold. You hear that? Misty Angel Ice Storm says hi. She's wagging her tail, so I guess she says hi back. You know, I'm sure we all have that one friend that just does things that either baffle us or, either baffle us or confuse us. That one friend who yells across you from the passenger seat when you're ordering something at the drive-thru. Yeah, that's it for me. What do you want? Yeah, hi. Can I get a burrito supreme with some extra cheese and potato? Oh, it is. Oh, yes, I did read it. I'm not gonna lie, there were some parts of it that made me cringe and made me nope, 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 I'm noping out. But it was actually a really good story. It actually reminded me somewhat of how I portray Flickby. And the whole Petunia only cleaning up Sniffles' lab just to get him to notice her kind of reminded me of this other fan fiction I read. I have a love-hate relationship with the fan fiction, but it's okay. Thank you for sending it to me. I like it. I also like how Flickby just I like it when he talks in a way that makes him kind of seem like a philosopher. Like we all know that he's a killer and everything, but you got to admit he is very smart. Even in the show, he's very smart and very resourceful. Hey, don't you growl at her. She's not growling at you, is she? Can you believe this dog? Don't mind Lucy, Misty. She's just a crabby old lady dog. When we first got Misty, she and Lucy did not get along. And even though they still have their moments now, I think they've made progress in their relationship. It's probably because Lucy is a much older dog and Misty loves to romp around and play because she's still a puppy. Uh, and Lucy is more like chilling and relaxing because she's older. So don't worry about Lucy, Misty. She's just being a crabby old lady dog. Yeah, I agree that Flippy can also protect Flaky. Flippy may not be as violent as Flickby, but I'm pretty sure he could defend someone if he wanted to. He may not have been the best soldier, as is hinted in the Tiger Bomb operation, but I'm sure he can do. I mean, if he was promoted to the rank of a sergeant, there must have been like something involved in that. Because, like, Flippy is capable of fighting back and defending himself, albeit not in a vicious way, but still. We all know that Flippy can take care of himself, even if there are some things about him that aren't so tough. Flippy is a gentle soul. I mean, if he went to the war, he must have some kind of fighting bone in him, but he must have a backbone. But other than that, Flippy is a much gentler soul, as evidenced by his unicorn dreams and his penguin tea party dreams. So I believe that Flippy can defend himself, but he's not vicious about it like his counterpart because he is a much gentler soul in comparison. Yeah, okay. I'll be right back. Uh, come on. Outside. Here, Lugo. Come on. Move your butt. Go. Oh, are on your own time. Okay, I'm back. Boing. Yeah. Flippy's dreams are cute. And speaking of cute, here's that piece of art. Ah, dumb lighting. How's it look? Look good? I take it that means you like it. In case you can't, that is Pop, and my bunny balloon, that's her Happy Tree Friends persona, Skippity. She shipped them together, and so I decided to make her a present. In case you can't read it, I'll read it to you. I hope I'm not too heavy, Pop. And he says, I may not be as young as I used to be, but I can still lift up a cutie like you. Oh, while I was up there, I took some more cough syrup in my inhaler. Thing is, I don't feel sick. I don't feel sick, but I still feel miserable in a way. I also made some doodles of Skippity. Hang on, I gotta fix the quality. Right there, that was just a warm-up sketch. I've only ever drawn her one other time. And then there's a little drawing of her being determined or cheering someone on. And right there we have Pop in a winter coat and a beanie, and he's cold. But then Skippity just comes over and hugs him, and she goes into warm up the bear mode, and he's like, "Oh, Skippity." Yeah, I just did these for a warm up. Just warm up sketches. I'm pretty sure if I did, the air pressure would leave my ears. That kind of reminds me of my Sniffles and Nutty Valentine's drawing, where he's just studying things, and then all of a sudden, glomp. That's pretty much their relationship in a nutshell. Sniffles just minds his own business, and Nutty's like, "Love me, damn it!" Okay, that's a thing. Oh yeah, me too. Me too, Floor. It's a very interesting pairing. I mean, I like it because Pop needs more love. I'm gonna work on. Yes. Hi.
Just trying to go to sleep. Okay.
Yes, sir, Mom, sir. Mom, sir. I gotta talk quiet. I gotta talk quieter now, guys. Well, the good news is I found my eraser, so that means I can work on more two sides. All right, so I have a bunch of pages outlined here, but I haven't. But since I couldn't find my eraser earlier, couldn't erase any of the pencils, pencil marks. Yes, Flaky will make a good mother. Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure everyone has that feeling. They're gonna be like, here we go. This is gonna be annoying. But nope. I see a very positive reaction. So I think that this ship could become something quite popular. Yeah, Malibu. Be right there. Hang on, guys. My sister needs me for whatever bizarre reason. Move it. Move it. Move it, you old dog. Move it, you old lady. Leave my sister alone. Yeah. Okay, so my sister is reading a book, and oh yeah, it's about like cows that type or something. It's a book that I read when I was a child. So my sister is reading this book, right? And she has trouble with a word. So she calls me over and is just like, hey, what's this word? And I tell her what it is. Just as simple as that. My sister struggles with reading, and she also struggles with math. But she's actually been getting pretty good at it too. Okay, gotta make sure I'm not missing anything. Maybe you should call it Skip Op, like Floor did. Hey. Hey, do you guys watch Studio Ghibli movies? You know, like My Neighbor Totoro and Spirited Away and Ponyo. Have you guys ever seen those movies? Or any other Studio Ghibli movies? Oh, I love hip hop music. I like any music, really. Yeah, Bella? Okay, but only for a little bit. I'm streaming, okay? My sister wants me to go read with her for a little bit. Very unprofessional. All right. When I get back, I'll work on the shading process. Putting Lucy up on my bed. She's not going to stop bothering me. Get up. What, Bella? Sure. I only closed it a little bit. Hey guys, I'm back. Sorry that took so long. You know little siblings. I mean, maybe you do. I don't know. I don't know if any of you guys have little siblings. Little siblings that that demand your attention. I can hear giggling. I don't know if that's good or bad. Sure, you can make an art request. I don't mind. Okay, let's see. I definitely need purple. And I need brown. Oh, yep, got it. Yep. Oh no, come back. A werewolf. I mean, that sounds kind of weird, but I think maybe I can make it work. To be honest, I don't really picture Flippy as a werewolf. I've seen Flaky as a werewolf. I'm pretty sure we've all seen that Flaky werewolf comic on DeviantArt. I love you. My mom is laughing. An angel just got its wings. Oh yeah, go ahead, tell me to be quiet, but now you're keeping her up with all your laughs. Makes perfect sense. Mom tells me to be quiet, but then she goes in to tickle Bella when she's just about to fall asleep. I don't understand my own kind. I don't understand women. All right. So right now I'm working on a 2 sides page. Oops. I just spit right on my paper. That was disgusting. Just like all things in life, I'm a disgusting and despicable person. Yeah, my family's cute when they want to be. Other than that, they can be pretty, they can be not so charming. We all have our moments. Just like all families, we're not perfect. I don't remember. I haven't I haven't seen that comic in a while. I remember there was a part where like Flippy got like ice cream on his face and Flaky like licked it off like a dog and it was funny. Even in a fan fiction, even if they're just interacting as friends, there's something cute and charming about Flippy and Flaky's relationship. And I think that's one of the reasons why people ship them so much because they have a certain charm to their relationship. I know that's definitely one of the reasons why I ship them. They're such a charming pair, even as friends. I remember when I was writing scenes for them in Flaky's birthday, even though they were still at friend status, it was obvious that they were secretly digging on one another. Even if it took Flaky a while to realize her feelings for Flippy weren't just feelings of friendship; they were romantic feelings. I would love to see a story where like someone like makes like I would love to see a story about Flaky, but she's blind, like a Flippy Flaky story, but she's blind. That would actually be really pretty to see. Because isn't it just amazing how much more the blind people can actually see than us? Yeah. I mean, I know you can argue and say, yeah, well, the fandom ruins that because they have all this weird, gross sexual stuff about the pairing. And I'm just like, yeah, well, every fandom has weird, gross sexual stuff, so this one should really be no exception. One problem I do have with the pairing is how a lot of fan fictions I read about them are kind of really immature and not very well written in terms of like how it looks and how the quotations and paragraphs are like not separated and how it's cheesy and like one thing could be happening 1 minute and then the next something else could happen that makes no sense. That's like one of the only problems I have with it, aside from also people hating on it because it's annoying or cliche. I also know that a lot of people ship Flaky and Cuddles together, which, yeah, I can understand why. They hang out a lot together too, and they are very close friends. But I honestly see them more as brother and sister rather than a couple. Cuddles is like that annoying little brother that always drags Flaky into predicaments, and Flaky is like the motherly older sister who's always trying to reason with him. Because we all know that our siblings do things like they drag us into things that we don't want to do. Just earlier today, I was telling people, including Skippity, including Bunny Balloon, that my sister asking me to help her with her Lego toys felt more like a hostage situation. Have you guys ever? But back to those Studio Ghibli movies. I was talking about them earlier for several reasons. The only Studio Ghibli movies I've ever seen are Ponyo and The Secret World of Arrietty. And obviously, Ponyo is my favorite Studio Ghibli movie. The Secret World of Arrietty was okay. I didn't really like the ending. It was really sad that they never got to see each other again. I also like how the English dub of it had like Disney Channel actors in it, like Bridget Mendler from Good Luck Charlie voiced Arrietty, and I can't remember his name, but he was on Wizards of Waverly Place, and he voiced Sean, the human that befriended Arrietty. But I also want to see other Studio Ghibli movies, like My Neighbor Totoro, so I can understand why people love it so much. I mean, it seems pretty charming, and Totoro is obviously the Studio Ghibli movie mascot. And I also want to see Spirited Away because it also seems very interesting. Just the concept of like a girl ending up as a worker because her parents turned into pigs. And I also I also watched a try not to eat challenge by the Fine Brothers on the React channel, and the theme was Studio Ghibli food. And the dishes they had were a rice porridge from Kiki's Delivery Service, which I haven't seen, and the bento boxes that the older sister character makes in My Neighbor Totoro, and a winter vegetable stew from Laputa Castle in the Sky. And the soup dumplings that I can't remember her name, but the main character, the girl character from Spirited Away, it started with a C. I think it was Chihiho, but I can't remember. Her dad was eating these soup dumplings, among other things. And that was one of the dishes they had. And they were really, really big. I kind of wanted to try one, even though it was like across, like it was on the other side of a screen. I wanted to reach in and grab it and eat it. And the reward dish for the people who managed to get through it without eating anything, the reward dish was the ramen that Ponyo and Sosuke ate in the movie Ponyo. You know, the ramen with the eggs and the vegetables and the ham. They also did two Disney themed try not to eat challenges, and I remember in one of them they had Kronk's spinach puffs from The Emperor's New Groove, which by the way is a very hilarious Disney movie. And the pie that Snow White made for Grumpy. And the cookies from Alice in Wonderland that make her grow bigger, the ones that say "Eat Me" on them. That was also one of them. They also had Ratatouille and the beignets that Tiana makes from Princess and the Frog. I've always wanted to try a beignet ever since I found out what they were from Princess and the Frog. But yeah, cartoon food always looks so much tastier than real life food. And then if you can like bring that food to life and it tastes just amazing, it's like heaven on earth. Green. Oh, found it. All right. Yeah, there's red. Definitely need that. Oh, yeah, there's the purple color I need for Lammy's fur. Yep. Bubbly blue. Are you guys still alive, or did I kill you with my Studio Ghibli talk? I hope that's not the case, because, like, that would suck. What other colors am I missing? Pine green. Well, I mean, I guess it's worth it in the end. Like, if you can avoid eating all these succulent dishes, then you can get something that was worth not eating for. And the torturous part is, like, if they eat something, they have to take a punishment at the end of the challenge. Like in the Studio Ghibli food challenge, they had these chicken feet that they made extra gross with this sauce, and everyone who ate something, they had to eat one chicken foot for each dish that they ate. And the way that the FBE staff describes the food that they put in front of them, like they described the rice porridge from Kiki's delivery service. They described it as all around the perfect comfort food if you're ever feeling down like Kiki. In the English dub, it was referred to as hot oatmeal with honey in it. Huh, your grandma brought you food. I remember my grandma used to make me breakfast in the morning when I lived with her back when I was in elementary school. She would like toast s'mores Pop-Tarts and they'd be nice and warm for me, and I'd sit in the living room eating my Pop-Tarts, and we'd watch the news together. This was around the time I was in 4th, 5th, 6th grade. And the taro and the winter vegetable stew from Laputa Castle in the Sky, they described it as tasting like a cozy winter's day. To be honest, I've always kind of wanted to eat something out of a bento box, like they do in Japan. And I love Studio Ghibli movies like animation, like the animation style they have. Like, the characters literally look like they're breathing like real people. Like, the way they move is very fluid. And I also love how they animate water. It's like magical and crystal like. I also love how they animate food. Like I said, cartoon food looks so much tastier than regular food. But that's because animation brings things to life in a way where animation brings food and everything to life in a way that's not possible in reality. That's what makes it so amazing. That's the amazing part about animation and cartoons. And what do you think of the comic? I mean, I know there aren't any words in it, but it's still a pretty interesting story. They also did a Harry Potter try not to eat challenge. The treats they had were I don't know if you guys have ever watched Harry Potter, but there's like this scene in the second movie where this elf creature tries to keep Harry from going back to Hogwarts, which is this school for witchcraft and wizardry. And he does this by like levitating a cake over his uncles and aunts' guests, and like he frames Harry for doing it. And the cake was one of the treats that they brought out. Another thing they had was these treats that a character named Cho Chang likes. They're called pumpkin pasties. They're like little pastries filled with like pumpkin stuff. And there was also this strudel thing from Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. I can't remember what another one of the treats was. Let me think. Oh yeah, Mrs. Weasley, like Harry's best friend Ron, his mother, Molly Weasley. She had like this Christmas pie treat that they had for them. And the punishment for the people who ate the food was what was it? Oh yeah, it was. I don't know if you remember from the second movie. There was this scene where Ron tried to curse Malfoy with a slug curse, and it ended up backfiring on him, and he ended up cursing himself. So he kept burping up slugs, and they had to eat cooked slugs, which were not pleasant to say the least. I've never had pumpkin juice. Oh, really? You know, the artist who made that comic is a big fan of werewolves. I've seen a lot of their other art where they make characters into werewolves. Like, I think they made a comic of 2D from the band Gorillaz, like, into a werewolf. Classic werewolf story. Like, you notice that your friend's been acting strange lately. Their appetite has mostly been one where they crave meat, and it would be especially weird if they were a vegetarian. Something that I don't like in like like when someone makes a story, like they start on a story, and this is something that I struggle with too. Um, like they start on a story and it's really good and it has really awesome concepts, but then just when it's getting good, or before we even have a chance to get to know it better, it just doesn't take off or it becomes discontinued. I never like that. And that's why I don't want to become one of those people, so I'll keep going and I'll keep making this story until it's finished and I've told the story I want to tell. I can't remember what the reward food was for the people who didn't eat anything in the Harry Potter challenge, but I know that butterbeer was part of it. I can't remember what it was. Damn it. Oh yeah, I think it was the birthday cake that Hagrid brought to Harry in like the first movie when he found out that he was a wizard. Something that the Harry Potter universe reminds me is that British people are freaking weird, whether they're wizards, witches, or anything like that, whether they're wizards or not. Like, British people are freaking weird. Like, they say things that don't make sense, they're very blunt with their wording. Oh, yeah, you're a wizard, Harry. That's such an iconic line because that line changed Harry's life. Like, the moment he got that letter, his life started to change. He started to get a glimpse of what happiness was like, what friendship and love felt like. He was just, and each Harry Potter movie becomes darker than the last one because it gets closer and closer to Voldemort's reign. Oh, and by the way, did you hear that it was confirmed a few years ago that J.K. Rowling, the author of the Harry Potter books, she said that Voldemort's name isn't pronounced like the T is silent, so technically his name is pronounced Voldemort. And have you seen what Daniel Radcliffe looks like nowadays? I mean, obviously you can still see that it's him, but he has facial hair now. He has facial hair, and it's weird. It's just so weird seeing him all grown up and not in the wizarding world of Harry Potter anymore. Did you guys know that the guy who played Dumbledore in the first two movies, he died, so that's why Dumbledore looked and sounded differently in the third movie from there on out. Hey Miles, welcome. You might notice that I'm in a different setting, and right now I'm in the downstairs living room. My room is actually just across the hall from here. Itches my wrist. I knew I forgot one more color. I forgot to grab out brown. It's okay. I'll get it later once I'm done with these other colors. They also did I try not to eat challenge with anime food. They took scenes from an anime called Food Wars, which looks really good by the way. I haven't seen it or heard of it until just recently, but the food they make looks so good. Who died? Was it someone that you knew? Hmm. I've never heard of that person. I've heard of Bruno Mars, but not Bruno Gaines or Gans or however you pronounce that. Still, 77. That's an impressive age. I mean, generally humans can live up to 70, 80 years, give or take, depending on how well they take care of their bodies anyway. My grandma's in her 60s and she is on oxygen. I just hope that I won't have to say goodbye to her anytime soon. Because, like, seriously, I need my grandma. My grandma is my friend. She's my best friend. And if I have to say goodbye to her in, like, the next few years, I'm not about that life, Captain. Yes, may he rest in peace. Even though I've never heard of him before, may he rest in peace. And if he was a German actor, that's probably why I've never heard of him. I've heard of most of the actors that I've heard of or even seen are American ones, even a few British ones like Daniel Radcliffe and Emma Watson. Emma Watson played Hermione Granger in the Harry Potter movies. She also played a girl named Ela in the movie Noah, which also starred Russell Crowe. Hey Flippy, welcome. I'll Google him, probably after the stream. I need to find the color brown, because that's a color I forgot to grab out. Now your turn is done. Game on. Oh, found brown. Right now I'm coloring a page from my Two Sides comic. And I've got a show on in front of me. But I paused it because Flora reminded me that this stream could get copyrighted for no damn reason because I'm using frickin' audio. Just shut up. Sometimes copyright laws. They exist for a reason and obviously they protect copyrighted work. But sometimes they annoy the living shit out of me. And I'm sure we can all agree that sometimes copyright claims are just plain dumb. Because, like, we're not being malicious. We're not stealing this audio. It's just there. We're not claiming it as our own. It's just there. And even when we give credit where credit is due, people are just like, "Oh no, we're gonna copyright claim the hell out of your channel, and now you won't even have YouTube anymore." And I'm just like, "Bruh, you're a freaking dummy." Well, what the hell, man? I swear, sometimes these copyright laws just baffle me. It's like you can't upload anything because, like, if you upload anything, your channel is doomed to die. I love the smell of a freshly colored page at 11:15 p.m. Mm. I think I'm going to work on something else now. So we must be an hour apart from each other. Please. This pneumonia is killing me. It's killing me inside and out. But I'm just glad that I don't have a high temperature like I did last time I had pneumonia. Last time I had pneumonia, I had a very bad temperature of 104 degrees. Recently, my temperature's been at 99, but that's about it. I don't feel burning hot or sweaty. Stop it. I don't appreciate that. I'm not about that life. Mm. Where is it? Get back here. I didn't tell you you could fall. That's so funny. That so reminds me of that scene in Shrek 2. It was so freaking funny how, like, they were just fighting at dinner and just people telling each other, people calling each other by their names, and then all of a sudden he's just like, donkey! I can't raise my voice to a certain level. Like, I can't do this! See? You have no idea how much that tortures me, because I love singing, and I love doing voices. I'm okay. I don't even want to guess because a lot of commercials are cringy to me, especially the ones nowadays. It's like almost every time I see a modern commercial, I just think to myself, man, the commercial scenes have gone to hell since I've been a kid. I don't know what I want to draw right now. Anyone want to give me a suggestion? I think a commercial is really cringy when they call out other brands or other products for not being as good as the ones that they're selling on the commercial. It's just like, don't use Bounty paper towels, use Sparkle paper towels. Our paper towels are obviously better just because we say so in a commercial. Or don't use freaking, don't go to McDonald's, go to Wendy's. We have much better food, even though it's freaking whatever. You know what I'm saying? I hate when they just call out other fast food or other brands for like being cringy and gross when in reality all fast food is bad for you. I'm pretty sure if you ask someone what's in McDonald's, they won't give you a straight answer. I mean, I've heard people say that it's processed goo that just tastes really good. Every time I go to McDonald's or I order from McDonald's, I always get the same thing. 2 McDoubles, ketchup only. Yes, as a matter of fact, it is. It's an LOL surprise doll house. And there's a thing on the bottom down here that pulls out, and there's like a swimming pool in it that you can fill with water and like put the dolls in. I've had doll houses whenever I've had doll houses growing up too. My favorite one was the Crystal Rainbow Castle, which was a My Little Pony toy. And if you don't know what that is, well, it was back in Generation 3 of My Little Pony, back with characters like um, Minty and Thistle Whistle and Starcatcher and Sky Wishes. They also had some characters that they use now, like Pinkie Pie. But Pinkie Pie was much different in Generation 3. She was more calm and level headed and more willing to take charge of a situation. And she was always the one telling people not to get carried away, and she was always saying that if something didn't seem like a good idea, she would say so. Yeah, it was like this pink castle. It was a bit smaller than this dollhouse over here. It was a pink castle, and it came with this wand thing, and like it was magnetic, so you would wave the wand in front of this heart on the castle, and it would cause the castle to like expand, and the doors would open, and like in on the bottom floor of the castle there was like this magnetic thing where like you could move a stick around. You could like put a My Little Pony doll there, and this was back when My Little Pony dolls had magnets on the bottom of their feet, so you could stick it right there and you could move this stick around and then they would move because of the magnets. My cousin and I both had one growing up, and I'm pretty sure one of them still exists over at my house, over at my grandma's house anyway. I think I'll do some drawings of my fan children. Which ones should I draw? Which ones should I draw first? Any suggestions? And if you don't know my fan kids, well then shit, dude. Yeah, Minty was always my favorite back in Generation 3. She just she was so imperfect and kind of silly, more like a child, really. And while she could cause problems or possibly get lost or get into trouble, she was still a good character with a big heart, and I loved the friendship she had with Pinkie Pie. I mean, obviously, she was friends with everyone because they're magical talking horses, and of course, they're friends with everyone. But, like, I just love how close in particular she was with Pinkie Pie. They were like the dynamic duo, practically. Pinkie was always trying to keep Minty out of trouble and reminding her that reminding her of an obvious mistake she made. She always like whenever Minty was being too much or like she was being too silly, she would always say, "Minty, Minty, Minty." And it wasn't always meant as a bad thing, but there was just something special about their friendship that made me feel like they were practically the best of friends. Anyway, back to my drawing. Which one of my fan children should I draw? Because I want to do drawings of them like talking to each other and also possibly getting into trouble by accident or on purpose. I'll just throw out some of my fan children's names. Floyd, Rosie, Lolly, LJ, Lucky, Cloud, Breeze. What were some of my other ones? Oh yeah, Annie, Sheldon. Mm, I know there were others. Give me a sec. I'm crazy. Oh yeah, Tammy and Cream Puff. Rosie. All right. Should I draw her as a baby, as a kid, or as a teenager? And by the way, Rosie is Flippy and Flaky's daughter. And of course, Flickby's too, but still. All right. As a kid, Rosie is very sweet in a very boyish manner, like her dad was. And she often really couldn't fend for herself. But when she became a teenager, she became more of a sophisticated, independent type. And she would hate being flirted at by anyone. Okay, what should she be doing? Flippy calls her Strawberry because she kind of looks like one. She has pink fur, she has magenta fur, and she's got spiky green hair, like a strawberry has the spiky green leaves at the top. And I know that strawberries are red, but sometimes they can look kind of pink. Whoopsies. There, that's better. Like I said, I suck with proportions, but I'm trying my best here, guys. I'm going to draw Rosie and her big brother Floyd. These two are 6 years apart in age, so around the time Floyd was 6, Rosie would have been born. And generally, for the first 17 years of his life, Floyd is pretty much a nervous wreck, just like Flaky was when she was younger. I know it's a cliche for a shy character to eventually grow braver and stronger, but honestly, wouldn't that just happen in real life? Because you can't stay shy and afraid of everything forever. Eventually, we all grow up. Eventually, we all learn to brave the world as it is. Rosie has a little bit of fluff on her chest, but not as much as her brother and not as much as her brother and her dad. Dad's oopsies. You know, I've been doing a lot of Kirby stuff today. Earlier, I was playing a little bit of a Kirby video game I have. It's called Kirby's Return to Dreamland. It came out, uh, I don't know how long ago it came out, but it's a good game. Basically, the story is someone named Magalore crash lands on Kirby's planet, Popstar, in Dreamland, and parts of his ship go missing. So Kirby and his friends, Meta Knight, King Dedede, and Waddle Dee, they all decide to work together and help Magalore recover the parts of his stolen ship. I mean, not stolen, but just parts that have fallen off and landed in the five corners of planet Popstar. Hey, Parker Bradley, welcome to the stream. I'm just doing some doodles of my fan kids right now while talking about Kirby. Maybe I've told you this, maybe I haven't. I don't know. I lose track of who I tell what to or what I tell who to. However you want to say that. Either way, I lose track of things. But Kirby is my favorite Nintendo character. I mean, I love Mario, and of course, I love Sonic. But Sonic is Sega, so I just love Kirby so much. I've been playing Kirby games for a while. I've been playing all kinds of games, many of them for E10 and up. But as a kid, I'm just thankful that I was raised to obey the ratings on games. Like, the rating is on the box for a reason, it's not there for decorations. 9-year-olds should not be playing rated T or M games, and parents are way too relaxed about it. And honestly, I think that's one of the reasons why kids are so desensitized nowadays. When they've seen stuff like what's in Call of Duty, there's just nothing left for them, I guess. And I'm not saying that that makes you a bad parent. I'm just saying that you're not as good a parent as my mom. That's like saying I'm not saying that legs aren't important. I'm just saying that they're not as important as pudding. That's from iCarly, by the way. Oh, snuff movies. They should not exist. Be gone, spawn of fucking Satan. Snuff movies are the fucking spawn of Satan, along with many other things. I'm just gonna name off a bunch of things that I think are the spawn of Satan. My Uncle Jesse, spawn of Satan. A lot of men nowadays. A lot of men, spawn of Satan. Adolf Hitler, spawn of Satan. There we go. That looks better. I haven't drawn Rosie as a kid in a while, so this feels a little weird. Um, People who are mean and criticize people just because of the hell of it. Spawn of Satan. Daddy Kinks. Spawn of Satan. The movie The Human Centipede. Spawn of Satan. Pretty much any of those movies are the spawn of Satan. I almost put dandruff flakes into Rosie's quills, but then I remember Rosie doesn't have dandruff flakes, but Floyd does. You could also argue that it's annoying whenever a flippy X flaky fan child like their name starts with FL. But honestly, I like it. Floyd. It's a very, very, very cute name. It rolls off the tongue. And besides, I gave the other kid a different name. Yep, got a nice little drawing here. Yeah, it is actually. It is a real name. I'm pretty sure Rosie is a real name. I mean, I've heard people with the name Rose, but I mean, my cousin's middle name is Rose. Alright, got it. Really. Alright, here's the drawing. Gotta fix up the focus, hang on. I don't know if you can see it well, but it's just a six-year-old Rosie hugging a 12-year-old Floyd. He looks so much like his parents. Oh my gosh. Really? She's saying, "Can we play, big bro? Huh? Huh?" Even around his family, Floyd can get a little bit nervous. It's just that they all seem so much more energetic than him, but they assure him that they also have their moments where they can feel anxious or even a little nervous about something. Okay, which of my fan kids should I draw now? I kind of want to draw Lucky, because Lucky is my baby. And Lucky is Lifty and Splendid's son. their oldest son. They have two sons in my AU. They have a son named Lucky and a son named Sheldon. What she said. Yeah, it's a very weird name, but it's his. What can you do? I actually don't like it when people refer to him as evil or evil Flippy because I don't know, it's kind of cheesy. It's kind of cheesy when you refer to him as that because I don't know, it sounds cheesy when you put it like that. Should I draw should I draw Lucky? I haven't drawn him in a while, so I don't know how this will look. Actually, it hasn't really been that long, so. All right, what should he be doing? Lucky is one of those kids who thinks he's the shit, but in reality, he's just a clumsy dork. He tries to show off some of the powers he's inherited from his dad, aka Splendid, but in reality, he doesn't know how to fully control them yet, and while he likes making people laugh, he also wants them to take him seriously. He's just one of those people that, like, he tries too hard, but you want to give him pity and also applaud him because he just tries so hard to the point where it's cute and you don't want to crush his dreams. Mm. And while he claims that he mostly does his good deeds for the status quo, deep down he's doing it because he knows it's the right thing to do. His little brother Sheldon also likes doing good deeds. He really, really likes getting bad kids into trouble, and he claims that it's what they deserve. And I know that sounds really dark, but in reality, I'm sure we all think that. You know how when your little sibling is a brat and they get into trouble and they finally get punished like they deserve and you can't help but smile and laugh, maybe even sneer. It's kind of like that. It's just satisfying to see someone who deserves to be punished get punished. Lucky is also that kid who tries not to get in trouble, but sometimes he finds himself biting off more than he can chew. Well, I'm sure we have that feeling about a lot of people. Like, you ever see a character that's so evil and so gross and so disgusting that you just want someone to punch them in the face because they deserve it? It's kind of like that. Sheldon just enjoys seeing people who deserve to be punished get punished. Of course he does know it's the right thing to do, but he really just gets off on the satisfaction of seeing bad kids get punished like they deserve. kids that would go around smashing mailboxes or tip cows or even do things that they're not supposed to do just for the hell of it. And I'm sure we all love seeing people who deserve to be brought to justice get brought to justice. Come on, come on, try to tell me that you don't love the feeling of seeing someone get what they deserve. Oh, I love Noodle. I love Noodles. I love Noodle from the band Gorillaz, and I also love like the food. But yeah, I'm sure we all know that feeling, even if we don't have a sibling who gets into trouble and then gets punished like they deserve. Like, I don't know why, but I find it so satisfying when a bratty little misbehaving snot-nosed delinquent gets what they deserve in the end. It's like there is justice in the world, even if you're not the one responsible for it. Oh, I love noodles. I don't think I've ever had beef ramen. The only ramen I've ever had is, well, chicken flavored ramen. That's okay, Angela. You can go to sleep if you're tired. I mean, if you gotta go to bed, you gotta go to bed. Whoopsies. In a way, Lucky kind of reminds me of Karamatsu from the anime Osamatsu-san. If you haven't heard of that anime or seen it, it's it's basically this anime about these sextuplets, meaning like it's like twins, but there are six of them. It's about these sextuplets known as the their last name is Matsuno. I'll tell you their names in order from oldest to youngest. There's Osamatsu, Karamatsu, Choromatsu, Ichimatsu, Jushimatsu, and Todomatsu. Nope, I haven't seen Soul Eater. I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it, so I don't know what it's about. Eh, life is life. It has ups and downs, highs and lows, all that jazz. Hey, Lemon Tart, welcome. It's okay. Actually, we were just talking about Studio Ghibli movies earlier. Anyway, Osamatsu-san is basically this anime that mainly focuses on the sextuplets, the Matsuno sextuplets as they face life as neets. And if you don't know what a neet is, it's a Japanese thing. It's an anagram for not educated, employed, or in training. So basically, these sextuplets, these brothers are well over 20 and they still live with their parents. They don't have a job, they don't have jobs, they don't go to college, they don't got any of that. And they basically don't have a life. And I'm just gonna say this straight out, they're kind of shitty people. I mean, they don't really they're not malicious or anything. They're not totally malicious, but they are shitty people. They are basically shitty people who have done nothing with their lives. But it's really funny to watch their adventures, and it actually was based off this anime was actually based off of like an older version of the anime where it was called Osamatsu-kun, and there was a version of it from the 60s when cartoons were like in black and white, and there was a version of it from the 80s when cartoons were in color but the animation on them was still choppy. But the two earlier versions of the anime focused on what life was like for them when they were kids, around maybe like 5th grade. Yeah, I've wondered that myself. Like, what is the deal with Fortnite? I mean, I'm not being mean or anything, but I'm just so curious. Why is Fortnite so popular? And, like, what is Fortnite even about? And why are people so addicted to it? And why don't they shut up about it? Oh, okay. That makes sense. I mean, the Hunger Games was very popular for several reasons. So I guess if it's like that, then I guess it must be popular. I'm drawing Pop and Cub right now, and it's when Cub is like a teenager and he's having an argument with his dad. I mean, of course he loves his dad, but as teenagers, we often don't understand why our parents do the things that they do. Like, why do you do this? Why do you limit this so much? And why do you put locks on everything and all that? And I know that like teenagers, they don't often understand why their parents do certain things, but I assure you, it's generally because they care about you and they want you to be safe. Sometimes I wish I could talk to Nemeo, see what that guy's like in real life. I wish I could just like, because I've heard good things about him, but I've also heard bad things about him. Like, I heard that he told someone to go kill themselves, but I don't know if that's the full story. But I just honestly don't know. My feelings about Nemeo are iffy. It's like one of those things where, like, you hear so many things, you just don't know what to believe. So tomorrow is Monday, and then after that is Tuesday, and I don't have school tomorrow or on Tuesday. Well, I hope because of my stream I don't make any of you tired. If you guys do have school tomorrow, I hope that you're not too tired in the morning. Yeah. To be honest, I love Nemeo's animations and his art, but there are some things about him that concern me. Like, there are just some certain things about him that concern me and also make me uncomfortable. I'm not saying I don't have problems of my own, but honestly, he kind of reminds me of myself like in my earlier stages of art. I would post unsavory things too. But like I was a freaking kid and and I didn't fully understand what I was getting myself into. I've done some pretty risky things on the internet too. But like Nemeo is obviously a grown man. Obviously he is. And I'm not going to tell him and I'm not trying to tell him or anyone how to run their life or how to post or what to post. But I honestly think that certain things should not be made public. Most notably the animation gifs of like the tree friends like fucking each other. I mean, it's different when it's in a fan fiction cuz like that's a fan fiction. You're not actually seeing anything. But when you get that visual art, it's somehow disturbing in a way. I have actually favorited some of those in my collection, but I ended up removing them because I couldn't bear the thought of my prudish nature is taking over me because I don't know. And the way he portrays some of these characters, like, I mean, I don't have a problem with certain characters being portrayed as homosexual, especially Toothy. But there's just certain things that like about the character that he does is that's like concerning. And I know I shouldn't say anything because I feel like I do concerning things to characters as well, most notably Flippy and his other half. So maybe I should just shut up and stop talking because I don't know anything. But still, you can't help but be a little concerned. I also heard him say in a DeviantArt comment, now this could just be me and I could have misread something, but I've heard that like he says that he faps to like certain characters, but I don't know. Oh yeah, that picture is something. It is definitely one of my good pieces of art. Hey Bunny Balloon, welcome back. Well, yeah, I mean, jail is a scary thing. Not that I've ever been in jail. No, I've never been in jail, and I hope I never go in jail. But even if someone might seem scary or tough or even confident, even those people have their breaking points and their fears. And a lot of people do things that concern me. Just everything about the world itself is concerning to me. I mean, this could be just me, but I just feel like nowadays we're way too relaxed and way too chill about everything. Oh, you didn't miss much. I was just talking about Nemeo and how sometimes he can be nice and sometimes he can be a jerk. Or at least that's what Parker Bradley is telling me. I kind of want to talk to him just to see what he's like in real life, but I'm just kind of afraid to. Right now I'm just drawing Pop and Cub arguing. I just feel like in my AU when Cub is a teenager, he starts to fight with his dad a little bit more about things. I mean, obviously he still loves his dad, but it's just there's just something about his teenage self, like he just doesn't understand why his dad would prohibit certain things. What was what did he why did Ken Navarro need defending against him? What was he doing? Come back here. Yeah, I've talked to Ken a few times, mostly just over like comments. Like I've commented on like things on his Instagram and also on his Twitter, and he's also liked my posts a few times. And every time I did that, I'm just like, and every time he did that, I'm just like, Senpai noticed me. But was Nemeo being mean to Ken? Like, what was happening? I mean, obviously, Nemeo, he's a great animator. He makes some great stuff, but that's just it. We've only, like, he makes great stuff, but we don't, like, people wouldn't know anything about him unless they talk to him, because someone could make really, really great stuff, even some heartwarming stuff that has emotion to it, and yet in real life, they could possibly be the biggest jerk in the world. And you're telling me that Nemeo is nice sometimes, and also he can also be a bit of a jerk. If you ask me, I think sometimes he has a bit of an unhealthy obsession with his animations and with his characters. But honestly, I think a lot of us have unhealthy obsessions even if we don't realize it or even admit it. Yeah, I know that. I've seen the artwork on his Etsy. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I've seen his artwork. They look really good. I kind of want to buy one. Well, whatever. Those are his freaking drawings. He made them. He can. I mean, it's not like he's charging $1,000 for them. I mean, like he's not charging $1,000 for them. Like I think the most he ever charged for an artwork was like $100 or something. Which fine. These are rare, one of a kind drawings done by one of the show creators. Of course he's gonna demand high prices for them. These are special, one of a kind drawings that you can't get anywhere else. I mean, it's not like he's charging like $1,000 for them or even 1 million. And plus, he made those drawings. He has a right to decide how much they should cost. And besides, Mondo Media has budget issues, so you got to get any source of income that you can. I mean, he doesn't tell you how. I mean, Ken doesn't tell you what to animate or how to animate or that what you're doing is less than savory in another person's eyes. He's not telling you how to run your frickin' show, so I don't really think you have a right to tell him how to run his frickin' show. That's kind of a dick move if you think about it. Well, that's good. Typically, I don't like to get in the middle of a crossfire or a fight or anything like that, but I will say that someone doesn't tell you how to do your job, so I don't really think within circumstance you have the right to tell someone how to do their job. It's past midnight. I better end the stream here. I'm gonna stay up for a bit. I'm probably gonna go take my melatonin, but I'm gonna end off the stream. Maybe I'll do one tomorrow if I feel like it. But I'll see you guys later. Peace out, my 25ers.